I live in a place where it's always dark and the wind never stops blowing. Hello and welcome to Red Book Joy. Today I'm going to be reviewing an amazing middle grade book, The Haunting of Aveline Jones by Phil Hickes. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jack. I'm a qualified primary school teacher who shares great books for home or school, for children, for adults, for anyone who likes reading children's books. And today I have got a wonderful middle grade book. It's a year old and there is a new book in the series out at the moment, September 2021. It's just come out. I'm a bit late to the party, but look at this absolutely amazing cover. So I was sent this book by one of my Instagram friends for my birthday, at Reading Rebec's, and I'll leave her link to her Instagram. She does, if you like children's books, go and follow her on Instagram if you're on Instagram. She reads the most amazing children's books. She reads a lot of queer children's lit as well, which is fantastic. So she's got lots of really good recommendations for really wonderful, unusual books. And she's just a joyful person. She does the most beautiful reviews. And she sent me two of her favourite books for my birthday. And this was one of them. And I'm telling you now, this gave me all the autumn spooky vibes. I loved it so much. I could feel, I got up early in the morning to read this. I read it over a couple of days and I would get up, and it's getting dark here in the mornings now, so I get up about 5:30, 6 a.m. and I like to make myself a coffee and sit down and like soft lighting on and read the book. And this was just, I've been a bit sad about summer finishing. Now, I normally like the change of seasons, but I love summer. It's my favourite time of the year, and we've not had a very good summer, and I think that's why I'm not ready for the change of seasons yet. But I love the autumn. Who doesn't love the autumn? And this has given me my autumn love back, all my autumn vibes. So Aveline Jones is going to spend October half term with her aunt because her mum is going up to Scotland to visit her gran who's ill, and she's staying with her aunt who is a teacher who lives on her own with a dog, Charlie I think the dog's called, and she lives in a small Cornish seaside town in an old house, like a 17th century house I believe. And Avalyn and this whole atmosphere, it's so spooky. It's a proper ghost story. So there's not many people about in the town because in these coastal towns in the winter they're kind of deserted. In the summer they're full of tourists, but in the winter they're deserted. And the dramatic weather in Cornwall in the winter can't be overstated actually. It's a really freezing cold, wild place, and when there's a storm and you live by the coast, it can be really atmospheric. So Avalyn's goes to the local second-hand bookshop, and Aveline loves ghost stories, so she takes home a book of ghost stories from the second-hand bookshop and then discovers that it belonged to, I can't remember the child's name, but it belongs to someone, and that someone had deleted, scrubbed out every single line of the last story in the book. So all she knows is the title of the story, which is at the front, and these are local legends, local ghost stories, local legends. And then before you know it, Aveline starts seeing things. I'm not going to say any more because I don't want to spoil it, but if you want a nice spooky read, even if it's for you, not necessarily for a child, I think this was delightful. I think it was really well written. I can't wait to read the next one. The next one's called The Bewitching of Aveline Jones. This was it's about 200 pages, and I love that this sums up the story. You could almost you can hear the wind howling outside this old cottage. You can feel the sort of crisp air. You can smell the sort of briny smell of the sea nearby. The descriptive language in this, I just loved it. It's one of my favourite middle grade reads this year, I have to say. So thank you, Rebecca, if you're watching. Thank you so much. This was a real treat for me. It's going to make a great Halloween gift for any adults out there who want a Halloween book for their children, or a teacher who wants to read a spooky book to their class. This is it. I don't want to say any more about it because there's a mystery at the heart of it. Like many good ghost stories, there's always a mystery to be solved. But Aveline as a character, I absolutely loved her. And the book itself, if I just flick through, the books are filled with these sort of atmospheric kind of drawings, spooky little like extracts from things, and then little drawings like that. How creepy is that? So all the way through, it's kind of beautifully illustrated. And you just felt cold reading it, you know, you felt like chilly. At certain points, Aveline cuddles up in bed with a torch and with her book, and you're just there with her, and she's a real bookworm. There's one thing I will read you in here that where she talks, when she goes into the bookshop, and it says, it was unlike any bookshop Aveline had ever seen. Its windows were thick with grime. The tiny doorway resembled the entrance to a hobbit hole. Water dripped from a broken drain pipe into a small puddle at the base of the steps. Yet there was something intriguing about it, a secret book cave waiting to be explored. Right? Anyone who's a bookworm will love this. Yes, so I really enjoyed this. Thanks, Rebecca, for sending it to me. And if you want a spooky read for yourself or your child who is aged, I would say 9+ for this, because it is quite scary. I got a bit scared reading it. Then this is the one for you. And the follow-up, I will hopefully have a review of soon as well. If you want more book recommendations, I have a middle grade playlist. I will put a link in the description box and a card up for you. And if you are new here and you would like to see more of these kinds of things, please consider hitting the subscribe button, and tell me in the comments below if you've read this or if you plan on reading it, because I'd love to chat to you about it. Okay, hopefully I will see you again here soon. Bye.